Should you protect seedlings from the wind? It depends. Some wind is a good thing, but there is a point when there can be too much wind. So don't feel crazy if you see a wind advisory, and protect your seedlings so that all of your planning and hard work do not get beat up by the wind. For instance, if there's an unusual icon in the forecast and you have some rather small seedlings that you've worked so hard to get to this stage, clicking on the advisory just might be worth it. With gusts up to 45 miles per hour, protecting the tomatoes, peppers, and long stems of the sunflowers seems like a good plan. Grab 5-gallon buckets, boxes, or whatever means available to protect your plants. You get bonus points if you actually recycle the box your irrigation system arrives in for more than a kid's playhouse. Also, consider what is needed to keep the buckets and boxes in place. In my case, rocks, bricks, and boxes of screws still out from making the raised beds worked quite effectively. The other thing to consider too is making sure you don't smash down the soil in the process. Even weight distribution across a larger area was an unexpected feature of the Garden Grid's irrigation system when placing a plastic planter and a box of screws evenly balanced on 2x4s on top of this square to protect this sunflower. You can see the 5-gallon buckets were a better fit because they easily went across the grids over the tomatoes in the background. Just use what you have until you run out. I obviously ran out of 5-gallon buckets, and then get more creative. This is also a good time to place cages, trellises, or whatever means around larger tomato plants if you haven't yet, just to give them some additional support. The worst thing that happens is the seedlings get a day in the shade. And for me personally, I'll say it gave me the opportunity to stand the shade structure to make it easier to put the shade cloth back in place. Honestly, I was actually cheering for the wind as the day went on because if you're like me, you want to see a reason why you spent that amount of time. You at least wanted to see something. I am sure that this is not an exhaustive list, and I would love to hear from you. What methods have you used? Please share in the comments below. I hope that you've learned something, or at least know that you are not alone in taking what seems like kind of extreme measures. I just didn't trust that either shade structure would take the 35-mile-per-hour sustained winds, much less the 45-mile-per-hour gusts. But hey, any shade is better than no shade here in the low desert of Arizona. And I will put how I built this shade structure in addition to how we built the shade structure on the raised garden beds here in this follow-on video. Thanks for watching.